Today I'm creating a Azure CI speedrun video. And you can see from that definition, I stole from Wikipedia, a speedrun is when you try to accomplish a task as quickly as possible. The task I'm trying to complete is to create a core web app, put that into a repository, set up Azure to host that, then use Azure Devops to create and release that code. Then go back and make changes to that code, put it back in the repository, rebuild it, and redeploy it. And I plan to do that in under 13 minutes. Now the prerequisites, just to give me a head start, have Visual Studio, I have an Azure account, I have Azure DevOps, and I have a GitHub account. This concludes the PowerPoint portion of this presentation. Let's do the speed run. Okay, let's do the speed run. Number 1, create a project. Super easy. We just say create a project. We'll make a .NET Core app. We'll name it Speedrun. Just next our way through it, create it. Success. That's the first one off our list. Now let's put it in the repository. Like I said, I have a Git repository, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to create and push it. It already named it Speedrun for me. There we go. If I jump over to that repository, if I jump over into GitHub, there it is. And we can see it was added 20 seconds ago. That's part 2. Now let's go into our DevOps. We're going to create a new project. Let's call it Speedrun. Once we create this new project, we're going to create a build pipeline. It's going to take the code from GitHub and build it into something we can deploy. So pipelines, create new pipeline. Now, we could choose from here, as Microsoft wants us to do, but we'll use the classic editor down here because it's a lot easier. GitHub. I'm authorized. I have all these repositories. Where's my speed run? There it is. And I'll just have a master branch. Let's continue. Now, what I want to do is build an ASP.NET Core. Don't be tricked. We don't want that. We don't want that. It's a .NET Core app, so we want that. It puts all the tasks that we need. It sets it up for me. Looks like I'm done. Let's save it and queue it up. I don't even need a comment. That's how speedrunny I am. Now this is kicked off. What it's doing is it's going to the repository, grabbing the code, it's going to build it, and then it's going to package it up so we can deploy it. There's all the tasks. You just have to wait patiently. Great, finished. If we go back to our pipeline, we can see that that was successful. Now that we've built it, we got to set up Azure with a app service that can host our web app. So here we are in Azure. I want to create a new resource. I want to create a web app. This is a subscription. I'll create a new resource group called resource group Speedrun. We'll call the Speedrun demo. We're going to use the .NET Core. I'm on the East Coast. So there's different plans you can use, and they cost different amounts of money. You can see this one is free. I'm going to live life to the fullest and make a new app service plan called Speedrun. Why not? And that's going to be the standard S1. Now, what's that mean? It means it's going to cost me 10 cents an hour. So you don't want to leave this thing running all the time, or else your wife's going to say, hey, why did we spend $60 on something in Azure last month? That would be bad. Review and create. Create. So now it's building me the web app, the app service gets hosted in that app service plan, and that resource group that bundles all our resources. In fact, while we wait, I think I have a graphic of that. Yes, we created an app service. We put it in an app service plan that's like the compute power to run our app service. That's the 10 cents an hour. And that all goes into a resource group. And you thought the PowerPoint presentations were over. Where are we? We're done. So this is our app service. You can tell because it says app service here. And if we go to this URL it created, first of all, note that the URL is Speedrun Demo. And we can see, hey, where's my project? Well, it hasn't been deployed yet, right? We haven't made a release pipeline. So let's go do that. Right now it's just waiting for us to release it. So I go to release, create a new pipeline. I want to create an Azure App Service deployment. It says that there's some things I need to do. So one is to use my subscription here. I need to authorize that because they just don't want people. Microsoft's not going to let you just deploy anything to any pipeline. You got to actually log in and set it up. It's using my authenticator because I live in the 21st century. So let me do that. Approve. Now, unfortunately, this part takes a while. It's going to really kill our speed run time, but we got to wait. Okay, we can see that that's set up. Now, what's the app service name? Speedrun Demo. We have to wait for that red underline to go away. Okay, it's done. Save that. Create the release. So what this is going to do is it's going to take, actually this is going to fail because I didn't set up the artifact. Cancel. Yes, I want to cancel that. When you create a pipeline, I never told it what I wanted to deploy in this artifact section. Oh, my speedrun time is shot. So what are we deploying? Well, we made that build pipeline, and that's the name of the build pipeline. So let's add that. Now we have something that's going to actually deploy. That's an important part. Gotta have some code to deploy. Let's create that release again. You can see that this is release number 2. In fact, if you click on it, you can go to the logs and watch it kick off. Here it is getting that artifact that I forgot the first time. Success. So if we go back to our app service and refresh, we should see our code, and there it is. Completed. We've created a release pipeline and deployed the code. Final thing on my list, final few steps, was to make a change to the code, put it back in the repository, or update the repository, rebuild, redeploy. So let's do that. Let's jump into Visual Studio. Where's my Visual Studio? Here it is. We'll go into the index, and where it says welcome, we'll change that to welcome. Here is the date. Save that. Add a message. Dated. Commit it. And push it to our repository. Now let's jump back into our DevOps. Let's kick this build pipeline off. It'll get our changes, build it for us. Great. We built it. Now let's release it. Create a release. Great. Once again, this is a bit of a process. Great. Completed. Let's go back. We should see our welcome updated. There it is.